Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 15. It's the semifinals. Today we're taking another look at Sangangers taking on Outlaw Destroyers. Last time, Vex thought buying second item Nullifier on Slardar was a really good idea. Let's see if he's learned from that mistake this time.
And buy it even earlier.
Yeah. This time they're just going all in on getting rid of Black Otter here. They've banned both of the heroes that he plays support. Sangangers banning out the Gyrocopter because they saw that last week and they ain't having any of that.
They're definitely choosing an interesting player to target with these bans.
Well, I think it is sound strategy against Sangangers. You know, it's the way Cheeseburger won all the way back in week 1. Is you just, you know, you get Blackout to the point where he can't really have much of a positive contribution to the lane, and you just sit on Manoy. You know, people think it was Davi, but it was that. You know, that Turtles who plays one hero and Space Cowboy who is a mid with a fairly shallow pool playing the floor won that lane. I promise your offlane can do it too if you're in this league. And by that I mean your offlane, I guess, because you're the only one left, but you know.
The Cheeseburger team was an S tier team, that's the only reason they won.
Yeah. They did so good after that too, I mean.
Ooh. Very excited for this first pick. Let's see where things will go.
It does mean
Snapfire
again. Okay. It does mean that you're going to have to go all in on winning that off lane, because if Jackie Chin is going to get free choice of hero,
yeah, I think we're going to expect to be like either Rubik Tiny +1 here. It's probably easy to expect.
Yep. Yeah, that's the interesting thing with Sangangers. It's a team that's definitely gotten, I think, stronger as far as that sort of Achilles heel goes over time. You know, back in like week 2 or 3, you could legitimately just ban the Treon and the Rubik, and it feels like that entire team falls apart. Gonna go with the Ogre Magi, a hero who's really bad right now, and I don't think Black Otter has many games on, so you've definitely pushed him into a corner there.
I think they realized if his pool is kind of thinning out, they just want to give him something like easy to play.
Yep. Unfortunately, even if that hero is easy to play, it doesn't exactly get results, and they're going to cover for that. They're going to cover for Jackie's Shin here by picking up something that he's had some success on in the past on the Neeks Assassin, which is going to scuttle the Snapfire. Snap can't do anything about that.
Interesting. Good answer to the Snap. That ult suddenly becomes a little more useless.
Oh, it's like everything on the Snap. It's like she's just going to constantly blow herself up in fights and whatnot. Interesting to look at the Neeks and say what we need is a first phase Invoker.
Yeah, that was a little interesting.
You're going to play Invoker into the Carapace and the Mana Break? That's very brave.
This is seeming to me like this is an elimination game, guys. Let's just pick what we're best at and go from there.
Yeah. No Sniper. No Ember. Now they're bringing it to Reedy. I'm not gonna exaggerate here and say Reedy was doing anything but playing base in the last game. He did better than I think. Yeah, he did better than he did a lot of the games this season in that game. He definitely had a stronger performance, but it still did kind of feel like this is the Manoy and Matt show, and Reedy is there. Kind of situation.
I mean, sometimes that's all you need from your mid, right? To just sort of be annoying, buy some time, be annoying, not really do too much. Well, there's another spirit coming out.
Yep. Most of Reedy's heroes are in that sort of spirity type line. And as a result, you can kind of predict more or less what you're getting out of the Reedy. Very interesting they didn't ban out the Puck here, though. The Puck has fallen back down the win rate pool in the last couple of weeks. But still can be pretty nasty to both of these heroes. It's still something that strongly kind of goes with what Reedy does.
Banning out the Night Stalker.
Yep, okay. Looking at Vex, they saw Vex have no impact last game and are hoping to see another one. Manoy, of course, was captain over Vex for one season. The Birds Aren't Real. No, not Birds Aren't Real. That was Otto von Bismarck team. It's the Bush did 9/11. That was that season.
Yes.
Radiant team pick.
Clinks. Surprising ban.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to see it this game. What can I tell you? You don't want to see it like ever, frankly. It's just not a hero you want to let through unless you have a really good reason to. Basically.
Well, he presses E, and you really won't see him ever.
Yeah, there you go.
10 seconds remaining.
Pretty good, right?
5 seconds remaining.
No.
Come on. The suspense is killing me. Oh, dear.
I was determining whether to say no and elaborate or just say no. I gave you the no. You better be glad I didn't elaborate, because the elaboration included the phrase punk kid and stolen cable.
Dire team pick.
Coddle.
Is that gonna be our raid hero? That's some unconventional picks.
Seems like a mid to me. Seems like a mid to me.
Oh, I don't know if he's I don't know if he's what he used to be at the mid. Interesting to see how this one goes. Certainly, I don't think anybody is going to argue with the idea the mid coddle literally doesn't scale at all.
I mean, he's gonna trade fine with the Invoker. EMP really doesn't do anything against this.
Yep. That's the good news. The good news is he's gonna do okay in lane. I'm very concerned what happens after that, though. Especially quite early, you put him in the danger pick. You know, this is, I've begun to coin the name Danger Pick for this one. I don't know what number it is, I'm sorry, because those change. Those changed since I had them memorized, and I was like, I'm never going to memorize these again. It's a fool's errand. First pick, second phase.
Clockwork.
The clockwork
Okay.
coming up, Frodies.
A little bit risky. If you miss that hook shot on that coddle, the game gets really, really difficult.
I think I think this game, the battery assault and the cogs are going to be okay for you for the most part.
10 seconds remaining.
Didn't you think about a good way to like push out lanes and stop this coddle from just shoving everything in your face?
On one hand, that's true. On the other hand, if coddle shows, what are they going to do? What's he buying time for, right? He's buying a mid coddle buying time is self-defeating, unless it's really early. If he's having to do that, he's already not in a great spot. And he can do that. And of course, if you're looking for wave parity, it's not a bad thing. We got a Faceless Void here.
Interesting choice into the coddle. There's a lot that this coddle can do in Chrono.
The good news is that. The bad news is that if he is in the Chrono, he is 100% dead. If he gets hook-shotted outside of the Chrono, he is 100% dead.
If there's no beacon V on this Void, this coddle has 100%. Yeah, like before that.
It's Ogre Magi Neek's coddle.
I thought like the timing before that BKB, I guess I should elaborate. Before that, this coddle one has to be 100% of the time in that Chrono, otherwise it's going to be kind of useless.
The Spectre.
Or at least difficult to make work. Ooh, Spectre. That's, I guess if you're going to buy time, that's one thing to buy time for.
Yep. I gotta say, looking late though, I think Void plus Invoker is going to beat Spectre plus Coddle, so...
Yeah, I think this is a really good Spectre game, actually. They have a lot of heroes that just kind of want to stand sort of like the periphery, the perimeter of fights, going in a good time, and the Spectre can really scout them out without ult, and makes it really hard.
On one hand, that's true. On the other hand, I don't think there's ever going to be a point in this game where she doesn't die in the Chrono.
Spectre?
Maybe some like if they flip some goes really early, but it's like if they have some reasonable way to catch her and put her in the Chrono, she's dead. Snapfire ult, the Invoker Cataclysm, like. No, she's not gonna be able to BKB up for that. Usually, it's gonna probably outlast the BKB if she does get it out beforehand. She's dead. If the Chrono hits her, she's dead. Period.
Yeah, the unfortunate part of like a lineup like this is just the amount of coordination that it takes to make all that work together at once. That's usually where like these kind of lineups usually falter and fall apart.
You want to know the absolutely nuts thing I'm gonna say for ODs here?
Let's hear it.
Flex Snapfire to 3, pick Silencer. Put it on 4.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, maybe.
You're already looking at a lineup with some pretty weak late games, so going for the Snapfire here is not going to hurt you on that front. And all these heroes are so heavily cast dependent that a Silencer here just completely screws them.
Interesting. I feel like the silencers are very easy to get caught at this. It's very risky.
Who cares?
Especially with the
Buy
mix
back
and a
an R.
spectrum.
That's what you do with support silencer.
I mean, if you're just gonna buy back an arm, might as well put it on a support, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm saying Snap 3 silencer 4.
Mm. It's already not like the best Snapfire game. Might be kind of a tough ask.
Dire team pick.
I mean, I think it's actually a better Snapfire core game than it is a support game, because like, if it's a support game, a lot of your team fight is just settled and Neeks gets rid of it. If it's a core game, then you get to be the surprisingly tanky Snapfire in like close combat, dropping cookies on Coddle's
10
head and
seconds
blasting Spectre at point blank range if she gets close to you, rather than the little weedy guy
5
with
seconds remaining.
5,000 gold at the back of the line getting caught. You know what I mean?
Mm.
As far as a core Snapfire game, I think this is actually okay. It certainly is not going to hurt Invoker, or not hurt Invoker. Certainly not going to hurt Void any with that prospect, I don't think.
Let's
I
see
mean,
what they think of this.
maybe they bamboozle us here and pick like a super lake, like they bamboozle us here and run a Razor on the mat or something, but that could be pretty bad. But I mean,
I think
even a
the-
Razor is going to suffer against the Silencer team, I think.
Radiant team.
They have to address this. Oh, Beastmaster. Interesting.
Nope, it's beast time.
I don't know how good this is gonna do against Spectre, Coddle.
Yeah, I don't like it. You already have so much. You have the Clockwork and the Faceless Void already. Are you so unconfident? You feel like you need another
10
big stun?
seconds
I don't know.
remaining.
It's very redundant to me. Like,
5 seconds.
I've
remaining.
said before, right? Usually when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about Grimstroke Inkslow. It's way better to go from 0 to 1 than it is to go from 1 to 2. This isn't even going from 1 to 2. This is going from, like, 25 to 26. Like, it's very diminishing returns at this point. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I mean, at least he scales okay. Scales better than... He's going to be better, beefier, badder than Coddle late game. Not like that's that much of an achievement at this point. And certainly early game, it's going to be like Beastmaster screams at Coddle. He has 2 HP left.
Legion Commander.
Choose your hero.
Legion Commander, that's interesting. I think I like that actually. If you can
Yep.
scout the Void and catch him at the back of the fight before everything goes down, they really are going to have to be depending on that Beastmaster ult.
I feel like these the Sandgangers lineup answers everything a lot better for the Dire. Well, towards the Dire. It might be really
There was
tough.
there was a lot riding on this last pick for ODs, and I think this might be a bit of a letdown, to be honest with you. I think if they just go, because like the Silencer, the LC still like, there is no bigger blue ball in this world, I promise you, than, alright, time to go up, silence. You know what I mean? No bigger blue ball in this world than that for a Legion Commander. The Beastmaster, time to go, rah, who cares, I still got your stupid Void, he's dead now, you know what I mean?
I mean, at least they got things to do for during the duel.
They
with
do,
Invoke.
but everything they do during the duel is a thing they don't have for Coddle and Spectre, and that means a lot more when everything they have is very like the big Invoker skills are going to be once in a while, the Hook Shot is once in a while, Chronosphere, you know, the Snap Ult, all very, very long cooldown skills. This is a very once in a lifetime type team. You know, once in a lifetime, right? How's that go again?
No.
Do you not know once in a lifetime?
I didn't even understand what you said. Gonna be
Oh, I
honest.
probably cut out there because the game was starting to load. This is a very once-in-a-lifetime team fight type of team on Dire. You know once-in-a-lifetime, right? You know the song?
No, I don't.
Prepare for battle.
It's, you know,
Wait, how's it go?
you know. It's the video where David Byrne is in the really, really big suit. And, you know,
Who?
you may find yourself living in a shotgun shack. You know, it's that song.
What is happening? What are you talking about?
You goddamn Zoomer, I'm gonna have to link you that after this.
Sing the
Okay.
song. Sing it.
Okay, yeah, Germa was in a parody of it once.
Who?
Okay? Wait, you're
I
a
don't know-
Zoomer,
I don't know
you don't
any-
know who that is?
I don't know
I just can't
anything.
work with you, BlueJay!
I don't know what song you said. I don't know any of the people you're naming. What is happening right now?
You're outside of
Who are
the
you?
pop culture bubble. Oh no.
We're off
You're
to a good
outside
start.
of the zeitgeist, bro.
Zeitgeist.
30 seconds to battle.
I promise you, if you knew what the song was, you would be able to identify it by David Byrne
Give
wears a
me,
really big suit and talks about a shotgun shack.
give me a little sample of the song while the game starts.
Now, see, the joke was gonna be I was gonna make you sing it on the stream, but nah, I'm
Oh, I
not gonna
see, I
sing.
see.
I'm not gonna fall for that one.
That's
I'm not
unfortunate.
gonna have this Uno verse card
The
happening to me.
battle begins.
It's the worst
Slizzy
that
is
can
gonna
happen.
deny this
Oh.
this attempt to walk at their rune. And as there's
Whoa, a little bit late there, Slizzy.
well, he was coming down to make sure they didn't walk up, not to like go for theirs. He dropped a lot of flags on this. Oh my god, you have like you have the two old memes right next to each other with these flags. Do you at
It's
least
like a Six
recognize?
Flags.
Do you at
Like a
least
Six Flags Great
recognize?
Adventure.
Do you at least recognize both of these faces, BlueJay? Please tell me.
I can't see them. It's too bright. Like the little screen share thing.
Ah, never mind. Okay, we'll look at them later. I promise.
Oh, Slizzy being very aggressive, very brave.
Yep. I mean, if you're gonna be Coddle, right? Or not
Yes,
Coddle.
yes.
If you're gonna be Clockwork, right? You gotta be at least a little brave, especially if you're Clockwork Pause 5. I don't
Gotta
like
man up.
Clockwork 5. I do not like it. They got 2 Pause 4s on this team.
Oh, good. You're right, actually. The synergy's a little weird. There's not much the Void can do to like really help out once he gets on top of somebody.
Yeah, unless Clockwork is in a really good spot, once that duel comes out, it's likely more or less a guaranteed kill. The one-man rolling odds. Slizzy walking away from that. Elsie walking away really low.
That's yeah. It's letting himself take a lot of damage from this Clockwork actually. Both safe lanes going double melee. Interesting.
Okay, tab out of the screen share and just look up once in a lifetime talking heads on your browser.
Talking
there.
head. I know
Yeah.
talking heads. Let's see. Okay, now it's starting to sound more familiar. Talking heads. Okay. What about this?
Yeah, just listen to the damn song while I do the cast, and then pretend you have some culture for once in your miserable life.
Let me listen to this.
Jeez.
Oh wait, I do know this song. Wait a minute.
You see, he's got the big suit. He's talking about the situations you may find yourself in.
Oh, this is some interesting moves going on here.
The G-Man also did this once.
This is great. This is a great cast. One of us just goes on YouTube and watches music videos. The other one talks about it.
Not only
This just
one of
became
us
a-
does it, one of us is forced to do it by the other.
Dude, the
You've got
cast
to
just
do
turned
it.
into like
I
a.
cannot let you go one more minute of your miserable life without knowing, because nothing's
Cast just
happening.
turned into like a YouTube reacts video, like a Nani reacts video.
Yeah, not here. Well, I don't even react. You react. Iceman's.
No,
really
you
not
react to
here.
my reaction. Oh, shoot.
100
Let's go.
HP. Reedy's
Oh, he's going
for it.
all the way for it. He's going all the way for it. Oh, got a little
Ooh,
brave
but
there.
He got
Ooh.
the cold snap, and now he's just as bad.
Maybe even worse.
Mids. Both
Ah,
mids
that
very
was-
low.
Oh, that was unnecessary.
The flashlight. I think Iceman sees it. Yeah, Iceman saw that. If he didn't see it, he knew it was coming. And right on him for doing so.
Who wants cookies? Well, too bad.
Wow.
Does want cookies. This, okay. What happened?
Tradition continues, missing every kill.
Cookies? Well, too bad.
Oh, is he just gonna get... Oh, okay, he didn't even
Okay.
get... Oh, that's sad.
The strategy of walking up to him suddenly starting to not look as good.
Yeah, he doesn't even have W yet, and he's already losing those trades. This, this bot lane is an uninterrupted farming snooze fest. Just Beastmaster and the Spectre just getting last hits, the occasional deny, and almost ignoring each other's existence. Vex is getting low from the attrition, but not low enough that I think a kill is okay.
Oh, that cookie. That was an oatmeal raisin if I've ever seen one. Holy moly.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That's so good. Boss got the courier at least, so there's that. And Iceman denied a water rune. Spectral Dagger almost killing Vex here.
Oh yeah, but that's a lot of damage actually.
Yeah, I mentioned this in the last cast. Those are low-level Spectral Daggers. They definitely do a little bit more damage than it looks like they do at these low levels. Like, yeah, sure, you know, it's a level 2 Spectral Dagger, 120 damage, but like, you know, 120 damage is still like over 10% of your health, right? About
3
20 right
digits.
now.
Things are happening here. Really choosing a Ogre. I couldn't see the health bar. Never mind. Not that interesting.
I mean, Ogre's kind of low, but I don't think he's incredibly gonna die. Kid Dynamite.
He's decently low with 7 armor. Nothing's gonna happen to this guy.
Kid Dynamite, though his support has fallen in the line of duty, has been kind of free farming up here for the most part for a while. And he's sitting
He's
there.
just really struggling to
up.
go up to the wave now, though. Oh, they're turning on him. Okay.
And they got the Sunstrike jumping in on this as well. That's very low.
Oh wow, just turning. They got made up on him.
Kid Dynamite got out just a little early there. If he had queued behind the Legion Commander rather than trying to jump away, assuming I think the job was done there, I think he thought that Matt was gonna go down. I think he gets that kill, and if he gets that kill, he's fine with it. 5 for a 3 is always a worthwhile trade.
I think the result of the game will be heavily dependent on what
it'll be all about that. Yeah.
Win or lose, win or lose.
Win, lose, or draw. I mean, we haven't seen a draw in an LD2O game, but it could happen.
That is true. It could happen. Yeah.
They could. Both Ancients could explode on literally the same frame.
Oh, they both call GG at the same time.
Yeah. Or one calls GG and the other says, no, we decline, sorry, we're calling it a draw.
And the other says, me too.
Oh no! That was so close. If that Sunstrike hits, that is the end of Godlike Matt. We're very, very, very close here. Godlike Matt gotta get a new change of pants here today. Somebody else is gonna need a new change of pants is back. Who's dead?
We tried to man up a little too far back. Took a lot of aggro from the creeps as well.
Yep. Did not let his board do quite enough of the talking there. It's a bit unfortunate. You know, that was one advantage you always get in a lane like this because you know you're Beastmaster against double melee, right? This is definitely let your board do the talking kind of lane. Just hit W, hit Q, and pretend you don't have any other buttons on your keyboard. I think he was a little too overeager to get a little more done. Maybe he's bored. That's definitely
Let
a
the board do
possibility.
the talking.
And if I know Vex, good possibility he's bored. And Iceman is thinking about this this coddle. Going right on Midas. Wants to make sure he has a war chest going into this mid game.
Oh wow, Iceman is 17 denies, but still behind on levels. It's very interesting.
Because I believe he's had to step out of lane a little bit more often than the coddle. No, they actually are
It's only 4 lives behind either. Yeah.
They're actually about the same.
I wonder what the math on that is. Very interesting.
No, yeah, the coddle and the Invoker. In fact, Invoker does in fact have a little bit more XP than the coddle.
Oh yeah,
You're smoking, you're high.
No, he does. Yeah.
You just don't know your numbers. What can I tell you? Hack frauds in the chat.
Oh, Matt looking like he's in trouble.
Ooh, 50 HP.
What's the cooldown? Oh,
No,
never
W.
mind.
Oh my god, Jackie. Oh my god,
Non-stop action. Hit the Nyx. Get the free kill. Oh, he's going for it. Let's go.
Matt gonna go down. Chronosphere up now.
Dangerous,
Heek's Assassin going the hell home, and rightfully so. If he even thinks about coming close to this, he's just dead. It's
he's
kind
staying,
of
he's
awkward
staying.
time for Chrono, but... He's staying because he's
here
bait.
Oh,
Dynamite sniffs out the trouble there. Gets the hell out of
picks the
dodge.
perfect time walk.
Yeah, baby. Well, these two guys down here are really low. Iceman, if he's thinking about this bot lane, might find himself a little bit of a kill. Okay,
Wow.
never mind. No Iceman needed. Goodbye, Manoy.
Big burst.
Shot in the back of the head. Double tipped.
Tip comes out. Tip comes out. Midas coming out for Invoker and Blade Mail finished on the Spectre.
Baby, this...
Oh, now we're
Going
talking.
for downtown, baby!
Now we're playing Dota down here.
Is it the shoes? Uh-oh.
Oh wow.
Invoker,
Where's the tank, dude?
please. Okay.
Is under attack.
No invoker needed.
What
Invoker
happened
needed.
to
Please.
what happened to the void's attack speed there?
He forgot to buy items.
He was like moving in slow motion, which wasn't proccing the Legion passive. That was very interesting.
Yeah, it was a bit odd, but you know how it goes sometimes. Reedy is here.
Oh boy.
Reedy
Boss
is in jail.
coming in.
Reedy is in super jail. This super sucks for Reedy. Goodbye. He kills the
There we
boss,
go.
but that was not worth it. Void is back, and this could be a chrono.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
A Colonel with no damage might be
Yep, the
interesting.
crow, no damage. Well, yeah, they got damage. They got Invoker good running on this.
This clockwork
seconds
is
to his,
insane.
5
It's
seconds.
going crazy.
Sunstrike. Oh.
Oh, he missed the point blank. That was actually weird. maybe if he hit that, he was already there. Oh, good heavens.
That
Oh,
is-
that's how the turn. I love this clockwork gameplay right now. It's just no fucks given.
Ding, 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 ding. Get back, clockwork.
I don't know if it's worth letting him get that duel even on the void.
Yeah, probably not. It's a little surprising to see like no intervention there. I don't know. Are the comms dead here? Like, maybe I wasn't looking at Invoker. Maybe he was super busy. I was really surprised to not see like a Sunstrike or even potentially a TP in on that, especially when Reedy's out of the lane, right? But maybe he
Free
was
duel
blind,
da-
I don't know.
This much free duel damage this early, it's not asking for trouble, honestly.
Yeah, I mean 10. God, just imagine that. It's too much.
Oh, he did
Already-
not win the duel versus the. Oh yeah, that's right. He didn't win it though. The void. That's right.
Nope.
Dire's top tower.
Okay, we have.
Oh,
a
this one lands.
successful-
And here comes the synergy where the void can't help him.
Well, the Void can. He just was like. Oh.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to be in the gears, but he wasn't.
Because he either has to waste his Q to go in or start breaking cogs.
Okay.
It's
this is,
really-
interesting. Dynamite's career just died, not with anything on it, but you know. Very
boy.
appetizing looking Chronosphere here, but we're not
Oh,
going to
another
get
duel?
a duel instead. We're going to try really hard to win that duel,
Still not.
actually, but they did not get it.
Void having no items and no attack speed has been in his favor right
there
now.
we go.
No,
Finally get the Chrono
oh, thank
out.
God.
And it's going to kill
Let's
too!
go.
Woo! Beautiful.
Main tower is under attack.
Wants cookies?
What a turn.
Who wants cookies? Oh, too bad. Only downside is that they lost 4 people for it. The well, I mean, this is a really long fight recap here. Void is counted as having died during that, but basically, at some point during this last exchange, they made more money out of it, which is good. Though it also it counted some Invoker Midas usage during that, so maybe a little less. I don't know. I don't know. Good chrono. That's all I care about. Weird fight recap. Good chrono. That's
all we're
the
here
lesson
for.
of the day.
Time is money.
Dire's top tower is
Little
under
Vex.
Oh, that's a little
Oh, has
sad.
to use ult. Gets not much out of
Yep.
it, unfortunately.
Oh, good attempt at a hook shot, but Black Otter standing in the perfect spot. I don't know if
Risky.
he even
Vex,
meant
Vex
to do
turning in there
that.
with no health and no mana. This is getting a little dicey. What are you doing, Vex?
Vex too far, Vex die.
No mana, no health. What are you
No
doing?
mana,
buddy?
no health, dual damage for we'll see 20 dual damage. Clockwork die.
Another one.
This vehicle
Unfortunate.
collide with truck. That's one nobody's. That's a very deep cut. I don't blame you for not knowing the origin of that. If you did, that would be really weird.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I feel like before every cast, you have to like
Attack.
write up a packet of like the references that you
Yeah.
plan on making.
Yeah. Here's how deep of a cut this is. There's like this really stupid alternative scenario of World War III, and one of the last slides is George Patton, right? General George Patton. Patton die. Its vehicle collide with truck. A very sad way to go, if you think about it.
Radiant's
Oh, dear.
middle tower is under attack.
I believe it might have been Patton DYE as well, just to make it a little better. But its vehicle definitely collide with truck is the important part. Two pause
there's
ones,
1v1
you know,
here.
just looking at each other here. Manoy only remembering that he has Blade Mail halfway through Void's health bar here. Halfway through his own, they're all looking at him.
Oh,
He's got that Spidey sense and also that Sentry Ward.
the ogre snitched.
No, they just had Neeks walking under Sentry range and he
Oh,
saw
I
it.
see those entries, yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Huh?
attack.
He just gets his tower for free now. Interesting.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
T1s.
Radiant's bottom
Likely
tower
both
is
sides
under
going
attack.
down. They are going to actually try to duff this on rather than push.
Bounty.
At least Matt is. He's immediately going to be scouted out by the Vex Parade.
It should be a net positive tower trade for the Dire.
Maybe
I
they
don't
should
think
have
they-
let him duel.
Is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's going to die either way.
Radiant's
T1
bottom
bot
tower
going
has
down.
fallen.
I mean, if they have TPs, they can defend this top, I think.
They can, but do they want to? They're more concerned with this T2 mid at the moment. Probably because that's the kill they could actually... Okay, somebody
Never
just got their
mind.
travel zone.
Dire's
Yeah,
Very
that's
sad.
awkward.
has fallen.
Well, it always sucks when that happens because, you know, he's right next to the tower and it just didn't latch to that.
Dire's middle tower.
The
Yes.
best is when you try to TP to a tower and you end up TPing to an outpost by accident. Your TP suddenly goes from 3 seconds to like 6.
Your TP goes from 3 seconds to 2.5 hours. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
There's a moment I think in the series against you where Joel does that. I think it was in game 1 and he's like TPs and I'm like, oh no, he just TP'd to an outpost and he actually still gets away. It's very sad.
Dire's courier.
But not as sad as what happened to Joel, so you win the sad
Bottom
contest.
tower is under attack. Dire's courier has
Manoy, stack your mangoes, you can do that!
Dire's top tower is
Wait,
under
you can
attack.
retroactively restack them?
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, if you
tower
get
is
like
under
less than
attack.
3 mangoes in a slot, after they get separated, you can just slot them into the same one, as long as they're all your mangoes.
Okay, that's probably okay. I would have thought that was automatic. Interesting.
Nope. It is manually done for some reason, but you can do it. I mean, no real pressing reason for him to do so, but you know.
Think.
You know, we've been sitting here looking at, for 17 minutes at these last sets. Let's take a look at this net worth chart. Right now, Spectre, as the F-Zero X announcer might say, way out in front.
I mean, all the cores look pretty not that far off from each other. It's not too bad.
Okay, trading with the Iceman here.
I mean, except
Everybody else pretty much mostly, you pretty much just have the outliers as Spectre and Beastmaster on both sides. Outliers, as they say,
Radiant's
actually,
bottom
not
tower
outliers,
is
but,
under
you know.
attack.
I mean, he's getting things done. He's pushing his towers.
Yeah, I think Beastmaster has enough money. I mean, he really wants to get that cool, I used to call it the Super Vlads, but it's not that anymore. It's
Super
Helmet.
Vlads.
Super
The
Helmet.
Giga Vlads.
I mean, the Giga Vlads now is the Wraith Pack, or as I call it, the Rat
Tower is
Pack.
under attack.
So you can't call it that anymore. Now you gotta call something else a Super. Okay,
Oh,
what
Kid
happened to
Dynamite
Kid
goes
Dynamite?
down.
He went from 100 to 0 too. Oh no. he-
Oh, the Meteor Hammer
Duel
into the duel. Right by his tower, too. That's disrespectful.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You always think you're safe, like
Tower is
in
under
your own
attack.
home, like in your own yard, but no.
Yeah, Faceless Boy just got assassinated while watching his TV right there.
Are scanning.
Died watching Jeopardy.
Oh no. Not like
Dire's
this.
middle tower is under attack.
Illusion!
Ogre Magi going for that fourth staff. The Legion Commander very, very much on the eve of blink, as you might
Dire's
say.
middle tower
And there it
under
is.
attack.
He's got to come on the courier, which is going to be he's gonna DM Vex after this game. Be like, okay, you see that, bro? That's what you do, man. You don't do this nullifier. That's not the right kind of Canadian accent. That's the other kind of Canadian.
Like, wait, who are you doing again? Who are you? Was that Rocky? What was that?
Yeah, that was like the old New Brunswick accent. If I did that, but I sounded like I had just woken up, that would be meth.
Do a Vex impression.
No, I don't want to be
careful.
called racist.
Be careful now. Be careful now.
I don't even know what race Vex is, and I don't want to be called racist.
He's white.
What?
Yeah, he's white. He just has like a southern accent. He's like a really thick
A
accent from
southern
the south.
accent?
It's like this really weird thick
A
accent from the
southern
south.
accent?
But
Have you
he's
heard
white.
the
He's
man
like,
speak?
yeah, it's like this really strange, like niche accent from the south, but
Hey,
he's white.
hey y'all, it's me Vex, gonna play some Beastmaster today, I tell you what.
Like it's not as tangy. It's a little zesty, but you know, he's very white.
He's from Buffalo, New York.
No. Well, now
He's
I
from
guess.
Buffalo, New York! I promise!
No. Trust me. You have to trust me.
He was born in Boston.
So you're safe to do the accent. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Oh, they're hunting.
Easy game, man. Easy game.
Keep an eye on the Spectre. They're looking. Oh, okay.
Spectre
Got
looking
some
for
out.
everyone now.
Have them all turning on their tails, scared.
Yeah, and inspired a little bit of hoopla there. Some hoopla was had. It's an awkward place to be unless they actually get the Spectre, and that is incredibly
there.
unlikely.
Oh, no TP on the Spectre.
Yeah,
He just
gonna
gets
have to
sit there.
for a minute. Waiting for that last 20 gold to take up for the Talisman of Evasion.
He can alt tab to Talking Heads music videos in the
Yeah.
meantime.
And he's fine with it. All this Invoker has is Midas and 2 sticks. And 1 ball. And you know, it's always awkward when you just have 1 ball.
It is awkward.
He's going for Lotus Orb here, I think.
Is that a Lincoln? I think that's a Lincoln's.
Oh, you're right, never mind. He's going for Lincoln.
For, yeah, for the Legion. Oh,
Huge Chronosphere.
nice chrono. A lot of tanky
LC
ways in here.
is just down instantly. Like, you didn't get that much out of this chrono, but like, when you're the second lowest net worth core in the game, 21 minutes, you're gonna get a core, you're also gonna get a kill on support. That ain't nothing to sneeze at this point, I don't think. That's definitely a-okay for you. Especially since now your team, just who is being pretty pressured in their own territory, now has uncontested control of their own destiny here, and potentially the Roche pit if they want to go for that.
They're gonna be looking at Roche, yeah. Good pick off on Jackie Chen.
Yep, just gonna go right to the depths real quick there.
Going back for that Uga, or what was the thing you called it again?
The Eggmon.
The Eggmon.
It's not the Ooga Booga. I promise you that.
The Ugabis. Oh, great Q.
Yeah, big entry there from Matt, but no follow-up. It isn't enough to spook everybody out of the pit, but not enough to get anything done. Aegis on the Faceless Void.
Sometimes you gotta take that risk and, you know, close your eyes and jump in the pool.
I don't think we were thinking enough about some of these combinations of skills of the Void here, because you've got, you know, even though Void isn't exactly drowning in items right now, to say the least, he's got the Alacrity skill on him, and he's got the Inner Beast on him as well. It's going to help out a lot in these early Chronos in particular.
I think something like a Solar Crest on one of the supports might not be terrible either. You kind of think you want to go all out on this chrono.
Bore AFK while Wave gets cleared right in front of it. Vex washed.
Yeah.
Vex washed, as Manoy.
It's no, the board is just too high level. He doesn't have enough gym badges to control it.
Yeah. Invoker has finally got his wall.
Nice
I
ball.
heard he's gonna take it and go home, but we'll see how that goes.
Nice balls, Invoker. I mean, ball.
Yeah, he's only got one. You shouldn't bring attention to it like that.
Listen, awareness is the first step. Change.
I don't bring any attention to the fact that you're not really blue, okay? So don't do things like that.
I mean, what do you tell? I'm blue. What do you mean, bro?
You know what's an easy mnemonic to remember?
What?
You know, it's funny because we were talking about you stealing Cable just one game ago. I'm not an Invoker player, but it's really easy for me to remember what Alacrity is because it's the one where you fight and the combo is WWE.
Yeah. Very true.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, goodbye, top T2. Both
For
safely
free.
in T2s. Now
Dire's
gone.
top tower has fallen.
Yeah, he gets still out on this Void with Chrono up now. If they're gonna make a move, it should be now.
Chrono, Aegis, Maelstrom. Well, this is, as they say, this is one of those farming Aegises. You ever seen the farm report on the BBC?
Oh yeah.
This is one of those farming Aegises.
The stream is brought to you by the BBC, correct?
No.
Radiant's middle
Not
tower
unfortunate.
is under attack.
When we were doing the BBC versus Casters game, one of the things that we were gonna do is we were gonna have like our own BBC, and I actually live in a pretty rural area. I was gonna do my own farm report, but I just never. Everybody was so like the scheduling of that was so cursed. I never got to do it. It's a big shame. Definitely gonna do that one day. If nothing else.
Oh,
they're
they found
yelling
the
at the Nyx assassin. They're killing the hell out of the Nyx assassin. I have never seen a deader Nyx in my life. They tried to get Void back on it, but no.
Big commitment for Nyx. Big commitment. Put that Beastmaster ult.
Yeah, I mean, what that? Well, if you think about it, is it really that big? You have 5 other skills that do the exact same thing. I mean, what the hell, right?
True, true.
That was bait right there. See that? That was bait on Rady's part. He's baiting the Void so hard.
They're really
Dynamite
showing
is
how
not
difficult
biting.
it is to push against this team also. With this card just constantly throwing light at your face.
Yeah, while it is bait to Void, it shouldn't be bait for the rest of his team. Very little surprised that we haven't seen a hook go out towards him. I think if he gets hooked, he's dead. Certainly
this
when he was
push is
like
gonna
running
go
around up here, they knew, right? It's a bit awkward.
Radiant's middle
Would be a
tower
bad
is
idea
under
for the
attack.
Dire to get like sight up here so they can get some well-placed hook shots. Manoy and guy like Matt hanging out the exact same camp. Meteor Hammer falls in this tower, because of course it does.
Radiant's
Whose
middle
Meteor
tower
Hammer is
under
that?
attack.
Vex? No.
It has to be one of those. Oh, is it Icewind? No. Wait, what?
That was
Was it the
definitely.
creep? I think it was the Rage Creep. Wait. It must have been
I
a Radiant
swear.
Defensive Hammer.
Yeah, it must have been. I swear it was doing damage
It's
to the
it.
tower though.
It's probably the Nyx just trying to defend the tower with the hammer.
Probably.
Or maybe the Catapult has a new skill we don't know about.
He's packing. It's like sneaking snacks into the theater.
Stuck a Meteor Hammer into the game.
They just killed Manoy's courier. What was he trying to buy? I don't know.
Double
It's-
damage.
Whatever it is, not in his.
Eggmon, Chrono, double damage. What more can you ask for?
Iceman to be alive would be a good
Oh,
start.
great
He
heavens.
just got randomly clocked a bot for no reason.
Stay together, guys. See you have Chrono.
Stay together, team. Yeah, that's an odd time to split up. Aegis just expired. Odd time to split up on their part. I guess they were thinking, you know, oh, Iceman's contribution to a Chrono is just going to be dropping the Sunstrike in it anyway, but he really probably needs Alacrity at this point.
Like,
Still.
the combination is so strong. I think they could just stay together as 5 and just bully every single tower right now.
Yeah.
And there's not much the other team can do about it. The only time the other team can really excel is when they're split up. It's with a Legion and a Spectre. That's like what they excel at, even with the Nyx.
He found a Cloak of Flames, but he's not going to use it. Instead, he's going to get his Dagon too. It's going to be fun.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of sad to see this this Cuddle build against a team where there really aren't any squishy heroes. Like, Invoker is probably the squishiest, and even then, I wouldn't exactly call this squishy.
Yeah, I guess they just want to make these duels last the shortest possible, especially for the Void.
Well, I mean, that's just because what every what every Cuddle right now does. Void.
Oh, no Chrono. Very unfortunate.
Void almost kind of played into exactly what Legion Commander wanted right there. It's a little sad. If he had just kind of dropped the Chrono right on that, I don't know how well he knew that scenario was happening to him, but if he just raw drops the Chrono right on top of the Legion there, he just gets the kill and that's it. I wonder how many times in history a Legion Commander has, like, when they had that really long-range dual cast trait, how many times a Legion Commander dueled Faceless Void and then walked into an active Chrono and died? Would have been an embarrassing way to die.
Dire's middle tower is under
Okay,
attack.
what is this gameplay right now? He's just gonna cut these ways or what? No, he's just gonna wait 5 minutes and leave. He
Just
has
fearing
no
for his
TP.
life.
He has no TP. He has no grace.
Well, at least he has blink.
But at least he has a blink this time. Yeah.
At least he has.
This time, no issues. This time, no nullifiers. This time, it's all about the blink.
Void working on that BKB. It looks like almost done.
Well, that's an unfortunate time for Jackie Chan to just walk up here. Walks right into a sentry, though the enemy's gonna assume there's more behind him than there actually is. It's just Jackie going out on his own. But you know, if you bluff and it doesn't get called, then that's the one for you. Vex is still up here. Oh no, that's Invoker this time. Okay.
Okay, with the old razzle dazzle, huh?
Yep.
Dire's middle
They
tower is
swapped
under
out the
attack.
heroes. I know they swapped those heroes.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
It's position 3, 1 after 2, as if I could ever make such a mistake. You get that at least, right?
Oh yeah. I'm wondering what their plan is here. They didn't make moves here, I think. Oh,
Hey, if you didn't get that one, I was gonna have to give up on you. I was gonna have to adopt a new son.
Dire's middle tower is
And
under
you're not
attack.
even.
isn't Randy your only son?
Randy's 2 years younger than me, so I hope he's not my son.
Dire's
That
bottom
means it could be.
tower is under attack.
If Randy is 2 years younger than me and he's my son, I'm getting involved in a very unfortunate relationship some way, somehow here.
Listen, Nanani got W Riz.
Huh?
There we go.
There we go, that's one I don't
Shoes
know.
on the other. Shoes on the other foot now, huh?
W
Radiant's
Riz?
top tower is under attack.
Let's move on.
Is this like, is this something that you saw in Watermelon Booty 3?
Maybe. No comment.
They are dropping the whole world on Spectre. Okay, she did die, never mind.
There we go.
Unfortunately, she
It was
just
just
fought back
enough
and killed
damage.
everybody.
Oh.
Dual hit on
Unfortunate.
Baseless Void. Youch.
What's the Eggmon timing? Oh, wow.
There
Okay,
is no
almost there.
Eggmon. It's a minute to spawn. Minute 1 second. Now, a minute and 0 seconds.
Ooh,
Iceman
very unfortunate.
sitting there like, oh, thank God I didn't go for that. I mean, they did just kill the Spectre and force a buyback. Which is the good news. They probably ultimately didn't really make any money as a result, but they got a dual win for it, and they just completely casually put down Void at a really awkward time.
This is where the cooldown disparity starts to become a little tricky for Dire.
Yeah, it's like they can win a fight once every 2.5 years. Look, it's the Age of Rebellion, as personified by Legion Commander. A hero I don't think I've ever seen Vex play. Isn't that weird? I swear
That is
nobody
weird.
plays the heroes that are on their statues. Why
Well,
does
that's a cool pose though on the statue though. It's pretty
why does
cool.
Last
On
Man
the Legion of
Unfortunate
Legion.
statue anyway? Like,
The hell is that?
in what world is Slizzy playing Arc Warden? You know what I mean?
The hell is that? Why does it look like this? It's kind of cool.
I don't know. It's Arc Warden moment, but it's like, have you ever seen that man even think about picking Arc Warden? No.
Was he playing this game?
Done himself. Okay, goodbye. Oh my god. Good reaction on the ult from the Beastmaster, but unfortunately it was really not enough.
They're really not having a difficult time finding this void all game,
No.
which is unfortunate.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This is why like part of the reason why I really wish they had a core Snapfire and like at least if you didn't like the silencer, it is something else on their support line. Like nobody's ever getting like saved.
Dire's
Nobody is ever getting saved. It's like either like somebody gets looked at on this team, they die in a half second. And yeah, when you have the advantage, you're getting kills more or less just as fast. But you have the advantage once every 3 minutes. They have the advantage all the rest of the time, you know?
Yeah, that's the tricky part about void lineups. You kind of have to draft around making up for his weaknesses.
Yeah, you have to draft around making up for the weaknesses. They double down on the weaknesses instead. Like, oh yeah, we already have to fight around Chrono? Let's have other things that we can't fight without. Just go with that too. At least
Yeah,
they
it's
have the base
very-
mastery.
They're very chrono dependent, which is unfortunate.
Like if you wanted to go, you could go pause 3 Snapfire and a pause 4 VS if you wanted another Void for buff Void rather.
Here we go.
Okay, goodbye Reedy. Never mind.
Or?
Reedy is fine.
Or?
Never mind, Reedy is
No.
dead. Ogre Magi in jail, but he's gonna get out with
Oh, it's Void.
and oh no. Oh mamma mia. Oh, you hate to see it.
Dude, they're really prepared answers for the Spectre. And now he's kind of a little bit out of hand.
Yeah. Yeah, he's only 10 grand more than the Faceless Void at this point, so you know.
Holy moly.
It's getting bad. Oh, this is it really is just for one pick. Like, I swear to God, if they just don't have this Beastmaster, this game is so much easier.
I heard rumors this was going to be a long game.
I heard rumors it's going to be a long game too. I swear I thought it was going to be a long game. This does not look like it's going to be going.
I mean, it could be if they just don't feel like ending, right?
They
Whoa!
Masher's like, want to get
I
200
swear
damage.
I just looked up like a minute ago, and that difference was only 10k, and that's 21. What just happened? What the hell?
What just happened? It goes a little something like they lost their pause 1 again and a bunch of base structures.
That's cool.
Reedy has Dag and 5 just to be annoying. Annoying doesn't win you Dota games, but having a massive net worth advantage over the enemy sure does. They put Jackie Chin in jail, and Jackie Chin used his get out of jail free card, and now Sissy's the one eating it. See, this is the problem with our justice system. You just hand out get out of jail free cards like that, standard and Monopoly boards, and you expect criminals to respect the law?
It's because they're 22k gold richer. The richer you are, the less you have to deal with jail.
I see.
If they have...
Manoy has a heart. Yeah, but you see, it's like they're rich, but he does have a heart, so you'd think he'd be respecting institutions. Like, yeah, you know how it goes.
Of course.
One person that is most certainly not going to be seeing any respect here from Spectre is Roche, who is now going to get soloed by the spooky ghost. Maybe Spectre gets this shard. Maybe he gives it to Ogre Magi. That Ogre Magi shard just got buffed, so that would be not the worst thing in the world.
I feel like they don't even need this. I don't think this Aegis is gonna get used at all.
I'm gonna go for the Medusa Ags on the Spectre shard. I'm a little surprised that you never seem to see this in LD2L games. Like, even when a Spectre team gets a shard off of Roche, you very rarely see them take this.
I feel there's just so many shards that are just so good compared to this.
That's true, but on the other hand, it's like you usually see those shards that aren't good compared to this go instead. Or you see Spectre at like 70 minutes with every item except it, for no reason.
I feel like it's one of those, as a Spectre, you kind of bide once you're like out of ideas, you have too much gold, you're like, whatever, I'll just get one of these. As a little appetizer, you know.
Say some homeboy is dissing your fly girl.
Hmm?
You give him one of these.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was perfect timing! Not like you know that one, but you know.
I do not.
If you know the original context of that scene, it ends with shotguns blasting. So, you know. The theme of today's cast is things BlueJay doesn't get.
Listen, I enjoy that you're having a good time, you know, with your own references. With your own
At
references.
least one of us is.
I like how you say a reference and then you get very excited about it. So I enjoy that. Oh,
Kid Dynamite somewhere out there in TV land, like, it's the worst cast I've ever been involved with. Kid Dynamite just turned his TV off trying to make the cast go away.
He just turned his volume up. This is that special feature cast.
There was a cast where my secret anonymous co-caster actually fell asleep live. And I tried to wake him up by being really loud before I remembered I was on air, and that was a really bad idea. Man fell asleep. He fell asleep watching a Manoy game, actually.
It,
And we've
it's just
had
only,
two
it would
times.
only be funny if you hear him snoring.
Yeah, what? Like, he was snoring over the mic, and for a while I thought, like, this is some kind of weird joke he's going for, like a weird bit.
Oh.
And then I realized he wasn't snoring with comedic timing, he was just snoring. I was like, oh my god. Goodbye, Faceless.
What the hell?
Goodbye, everybody.
I'll buy back with Colonel. This is where things turn. This is where things turn around.
Are you sure?
Yeah. He wouldn't have bought back with Colonel if he didn't have a plan ready. This is about to go down. This is gonna be very exciting.
Alright.
And
It's going down.
Oh.
Iceman. Iceman is going down. He's back.
Oh man, despair. Elimination game.
Magi got a pipe of insight. Okay. Now he gets screamed at. Okay,
Chrono,
this is a
let's
huge
go.
chrono.
Up on the Legion midway through. Did not commit to any of
No
them.
damage at all. You get rid of
He went half and half.
Oh no. Here's cool.
And there's your buyback. There's your buyback. Oh wait, Iceman coming in clutch.
He won!
Oh, and he won the duel. He won the duel and everything.
Manoy wasn't even looking at this place. Unfortunately,
Manoy's still
Kid Dynamite is
completely
dead
full and untouched.
again. Also bought back. I don't know if she has like any way to get here, but she bought back. Yep, she's keeping the outpost.
Oh no! At this point, they're gonna get consolation kills on all four of their heroes, but Manoy will just never take damage.
You killed everybody else, but this man is impossible to take down.
Manoy's coming in.
Right in the fountain.
Never talk
that
to
was
me or my son
dirty.
ever again. Type energy.
That was dirty.
Oh no! Not even the fountain can kill him.
Lost calls, the G's are going home. I swear I saw this game being like 90 minutes on the site, but I guess that's what happens when you don't look at it. Matt says bruh because he didn't get here in time. Oh no, that was not good. I mean, that was one pick away from glory. If they just didn't have that Beastmaster, we would be living in 3033 by now. Not just a millennium, but a millennium and 10 years.
Go easy on Vex. Go easy on him.
Well, this is, you get to be here before us on an auspicious occasion, because this is when we're going to be doing the post-season rundown on the Outlaw Destroyers.
Let's go.
So, let's start out. Who's your favorite OD member?
Your favorite OD member? Let's go with Vex.
Vex! On and off this season, it was a very hit or miss season for you, which I mean, it is going to be to a degree for every offlaner because it's a very cursed role right now. It was a very hit or miss season for you. Seems like maybe at this point the pool is just too broad. We're running heroes that like we can't really play all that well on the Vex right now. That's kind of what it feels like. We're trying to go a little too wide, trying to think a little too much about the counter play action. And it's like it's good. You want to think about that counter play action, but maybe a little too much thought into it, and a little too little thought about like trying to have your own game, about trying to do your own thing. Like we saw, you know, in the series we saw with K-Said, and we saw 2 games of very limited performance, very limited impact. Today, the game 2 is pretty good, to a degree. I mean, it was a very solid, above-average Beastmaster performance. If you were never there in game 1, I don't think anybody would have ever noticed, except maybe Matt, the one time he got to hit him with a nullifier, you know? Hit or miss. Work on your hits, scrap the misses. I think that's the best way to put it. Who's next?
Kid Dynamite.
I'm gonna get in trouble again. Every time I talk about Kid Dynamite as an individual player, I lose.
Is this just a roast session right now?
Oh no, I don't actually really have any roast for him. It's like I think he just had like a very standard season. It's definitely a stronger Pons 1 performance than we saw out of him in Mage 2. I think definitely has been some improvement on that front. I think he's in a very good spot right now because I think a lot of his best heroes are good. The Pos 1 Shadow Fiend's a little iffy, like as far as the overall meta goes, but like most of his heroes are in a pretty good spot. like considering everything, if I'm Kid Dynamite, I think I'm chalking this season up as a success. Definitely established him as a serious one player, but really nothing more to say than that. No, I don't know if there was really like outside of the play where he was Clinks and he never died. There's that many career highlights for him here.
I see.
Solid season, but nothing extreme. Who's next?
The Iceman himself.
Iceman cometh. Definitely a very strong performance on Iceman's part. I think as the season goes, this is actually like a really, if you look at it on paper, it's like look at this season compared to the last couple. It's like a very different world because like season 13, we have a bad mid drought, right? There's like 5 mids in the pool, like 4 of them are captains. Season 14, it's a little better, but it's still not by much. Most teams are running a reliable mid as their hero, but it's like, on the other hand, you also have like your Cranberry Sprite mids in season 14. You have like some of the second string players in the mid scene, right? And most of the big mids are like trying something else in that particular season, or they're just not there. This season, it's like how much changes, right? It's like you have Jopa, you have Reedy, you have like even your like low tier mids are still guys like Meph or Warcarp who are going to bring something to the game here. You know, you have your PPM, right? You have a lot of sharks in the water this season to swim with. If I didn't mention you, it's not because you ain't a shark. It's because there's, I'm just going through a lot of them right now, right? Um, you got a lot of sharks in the water in this season at mid. And Iceman, I think, stood up to the challenge pretty well. He definitely established himself as a very credible swimmer with the sharks. The big thing is that I do feel like sometimes we did see a little, like, sometimes you did kind of see a bit of the maybe season 13 type Iceman coming out, where when the chips were down, he did try to plan a little too much around himself. Sometimes you do have the moments with Iceman where it's like the bigger picture sometimes slips out of his view a little bit. Not like he's like deliberately ignoring this team or trying to be him. I'm not saying that he's like being an asshole. Don't get me wrong. But I do think sometimes maybe he gets preoccupied with his own game and a little too little with the world around him, and it can get him in trouble. When he's on all cylinders, though, he's definitely holds his own. So again, if you're Iceman as well, successful season. Like we came into this season, and the big content that everybody was looking at was these guys want to open a laundromat, right? And then they got the right lineup, but like no, they did fine. These two did fine. Nobody's going to be calling these guys washed after this. If anyone's going to be called washed, maybe it's that guy who won season 13. Shoutouts to you, Trash Man. Who's next?
Wow.
No, I mean it didn't go well for him this season, did it? They didn't even bracket, did they? Right, that was not as successful. He's been out of the game. I think he needs to get his groove back a little bit. That Trash Man, but he's not even on this lineup. Who's next?
Wow.
Wah is not on this team.
Boss?
Oh, there we go. That guy's on this team. Okay. You were cutting out there. I don't know if you were.
Okay. Oh, you thought I said Y for Trash Man. Oh, okay. No, I was saying
yeah.
boss the whole time.
Yeah. All I heard was just Wah. Boss. Good performances, bad performances. It's just like Vex. It's hit or miss. And again, I said this about Pohohoro in the last game, and I'll say this about you right now, boss. Work on those second string players. A lot of your heroes are out of the rotation right now. That sucks. Like right now, you have a pretty shallow pool until some of those supports that you have get a little bit more viable again. Because like I said, like there's no worse position to be. I think I said this in the first series. There's no worse position to be than a support player when all of your heroes are really crappy. Like you have no impact and you just feed. That's it, right? The boss isn't there, but he's kind of close. Like he's down to like a Hollywood-sized pool with how many of his supports are out of fashion right now. So second string players are the important thing to go for boss here. I think making sure that you're going to have this reliable, consistent impact on the game is really more important than anything else. Certainly more important than popping off on Disruptor. Like if you're popping off every game on Disruptor and then you're popping off 1 in 10 games on like your, I don't know, on your Shadow Shaman or whatever, then not so great. But If you're popping off like 6 out of 10 on both, you're in a much better boat. Who's next?
Last but not least, Mr. Slizzy.
Did we talk about Vex?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Okay. Okay. I'm losing my mind over here. So we are last but not least. We've got Slizzy, who came on after week 1 and kind of got shifted around back and forth between teams. Oh man, it's kind. He's. I always have a few of these guys at the end of the season. It's like I don't have that much to say about this guy. I think Slizzy is the guy for OD. It's a little hard to say that much about him. You know, he just kind of cruised through the season. He had the impact that he had, and that was kind of that. We saw a little bit of the pause 5 Slizzy. We saw a little bit of the pause 4 Slizzy. You know, different times, different measures. I gotta say, I think all said and done, I do prefer the pause 4 Slizzy. It's weird. I feel like it's like Slizzy has a good pool on pause 4. We just didn't see a lot of it this season, so maybe a little bit more vocal about what you're like comfortable with, what you want to go for here. Like, you know, you're playing the Clockwork in this game. That is not the badge of an inspiring Clockwork player. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. You're not doing much worse off than Jackie Chin. Jackie Chin is not a support player though. So when Jackie Chin has a 4 badge, then that's not like not quite as bad as when you're a pause 4 main. For the most part, you have a 3 badge. I don't know. Be a little vocal about what you want to do, and why. Have a voice for yourself. That's the best way I can put it. And, yeah, usually this is where we would sign off, but once again, like I said, after the first series was completed, read about what's been happening to Princess, some very bad medical situation going down on him, scary stuff. Any positivity you can send that guy's way right now, definitely, yeah, you definitely want to be going out doing that right now.
Yes.
Princess is like, I think Princess is somebody. It's like everybody in kind of the LD2L scene knows Princess. Everybody in the LD2L scene has probably had at least a couple of interactions with Princess by now. All the teams are named after him, right? The guy definitely commands some respect, and he's got a big group of people here that are already Princess fans. We'll say it like that, right? A lot of people who support him, and that's awesome. And this is the most important time to make him feel like that. So, if you shout outs to Princess. If you're watching this, you're not Princess. You shout him out too. Hope to God everything comes out well. Lots of scary stuff in the former Radiant Streets, because you know this is right after a health scare on Magician as well. So, Magician got through it, and hopefully you will too.
That's all we can do for now, right? Just hope for the best.
If you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to LD2L.GG to sign up today. Tickets are still available at the front gate if you want easy access, or you could secure a place online a few days in advance. Season 16 can't be far. We're looking at finals in just a couple of days.
Tune in for that.
Yeah, I guess before we go off, BlueJay.
Yes, sir.
Let's call a spade here. You were not the favorite against Ricky Blinders last Sunday. You were the underdog. You came in the underdog. And
I didn't feel that way to us, I'll tell you that much.
Well, you know what happened to you in group stage, right? You remember that, don't you?
Oh, that was a long story.
And you know what happened to you in game 1, right? You know, we saw that.
Listen, that group stage, we would have lost to any team. We were having some issues with the player that were like physical and physiological. So it was worth more dealing with that. We probably would have lost to any team by that week, but
really?
it was kind of worth it. Yeah, we kind of worked through it. It was kind of worth it. I just didn't want to say much because it's a little personal involving one of the players, but everything's good.
Well, it better be on the content this season, or else nobody is ever going to let you stop hearing about that.
Yeah, it's nothing like bad. It was more like personal to them, but like I think it was more important to prioritize making sure everything was good.
Also, you realize that the white Joel Birch is like 5k right now, right? You realize that he's like 5k Peter, and Copeless is like 4, right?
So is Peter. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, who's 4 on your team then?
Who's what?
Who's 4k?
4?
Yeah.
I think Peter.
Okay, so they have a 5k and a 4k, and you have a 4k. Who, you're the underdog, bro.
Eh.
I think if the fact that the Sandgangers has been the team most people have been hyping up most of the season doesn't give it to you. I think a lot of people see as the underdogs going into this last game as well. You think you
Hopefully.
can recapture it? You think you can recapture the same magic 2 weeks in a row?
It's no magic when you're not the underdog. It's just skill, you know.
Oh, there we go. You better at least capture the magic one time. I told the trash boat team you better at least take one team game off these guys. They didn't do that. If you're somebody you know, learn Dota 2, blah 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 blah. And yeah, all we got now is finals. I'm done recording games this season, so it's all live games for me. So until next time, yeah, by the way, Dusty's going to be with us on finals, and we'll also be bringing the All-Star games with you live. And assuming the All-Star games don't happen on a stupid date, we got a really, really big special guest coming in for the All-Star game. I think a lot of you, well, BlueJay, you not you, because you have no idea who this guy is. But
Oh.
most of you in the LD2L community are going to be very hyped once you see whoever it is. If you want to know,
Oh.
better tune in. See you next time.